On March 22, 2025, downtown Memphis became the scene of a violent encounter that would leave a lasting impact. Sauce Walka and Say So P were outside the Western Hotel near FedEx Forum when a group of armed individuals emerged from a vehicle and opened fire. What truly shocked the public, however, was the fact that just days after the shooting, one of the shooters was found dead, sending alarm bells ringing and sparking viral speculation. Let's break it down. The shooting, which occurred around 2:42 p.m. local time, wasn't a random act of violence. According to the Memphis Police Department, the attack was targeted, suggesting that Sauce Walka and Say So P may have been specifically chosen as victims. This revelation raised immediate questions about who would want to harm the two artists and why. As news spread, fans and fellow artists expressed shock and concern for both victims. Sauce Walka, whose real name is Albert Walker Mundane, was injured in the attack, but thankfully suffered only a non-critical leg injury. He was rushed to a local hospital for treatment, and while the injury was serious, it was not life-threatening. Known for his role in Houston's rap scene and as the founder of the Sauce Factory record label, Sauce Walka was expected to recover. Tragically, the same could not be said for Say So P. The 27-year-old Memphis-born rapper, real name Latorian Hunt, was pronounced dead at the scene, leaving a community in mourning and raising more questions about the motive behind this violent act. The bond between Sauce Walka and Say So P went beyond just a professional one. Their friendship grew out of a shared love for street racing in Houston, long before music brought them together. Over the course of 2 years, the relationship deepened, with Sauce Walka signing Say So P to his label, Sauce Factory, not just as a business decision, but because he genuinely saw him as a little brother. This personal connection made the events of March 22nd even more devastating. Surveillance footage captured the chilling moment when 3 men emerged from a white car parked on George W. Lee Avenue. 2 of the men, one wearing a black coat and the other in red, ran toward the black Escalade where the rappers were located and opened fire. TMZ obtained the footage, which began circulating widely online by March 25th and 26th, showing one of the victims, believed to be Say So, falling behind the Escalade, while Sauce Walka managed to escape. The gunmen quickly retreated to their vehicle and fled the scene, leaving behind a tragedy that would soon dominate national headlines. Law enforcement quickly sprang into action, using surveillance footage and real-time data to piece together the sequence of events. By March 26th, the Memphis Police Department identified 21-year-old Jaden Dandridge as a suspect in the shooting. Dandridge was charged with first-degree murder, 2 counts of attempted first-degree murder, 2 counts of employing a firearm during a dangerous felony, and auto theft. A $6,000 reward was offered for information leading to his arrest, highlighting the urgency of the investigation. While the identification of Dandridge provided some clarity, many questions remained. What was the true motive behind the attack? Was it related to personal beefs, gang rivalries, or something else entirely? Fans and the hip-hop community alike were eager to understand the deeper reasons behind the tragedy. As Sauce Walka began his recovery, he shared his experience on social media, paying tribute to his fallen friend. In a video that surfaced online, he appeared in good spirits despite his injuries, showing where he had been shot and expressing love for Say So P. In the video, Sauce Walka opened his bandages to reveal his wounds, with someone off-camera reassuring him, "It's not that bad, it's not that bad." Amid the difficult time, Sauce Walka also mentioned, "Sauce in peace, Say So," as a clear tribute to his lost friend. This video, along with other social media posts, gave fans a glimpse into Sauce Walka's emotional state as he navigated both his recovery and the heartache of losing someone close to him.
Thank you, Jesus. I love you, bro. Thank you. I love you. You know I was gonna call you Wallahi. I'm still dripping.
Slow-mo, secret dude.
This is Scarface. This one of my Islamic brothers right here.
That's not that bad, though. It's not that bad.
Good.
Dude.
On March 25, 2025, Sauce Walka shared a deeply emotional tribute to Say So P on Instagram, expressing the profound grief he felt with the words, "Words or tears can't explain the loss I feel splat. I wish your fata listened to me." This heartfelt post reflected the close bond between the two, highlighting their 4 years of traveling together and Say So P's unwavering loyalty. It added a deeply personal layer to a tragedy that had already captured the public's attention. Meanwhile, Say So P's mother also spoke out, addressing rumors that had begun circulating about the possible motives behind the shooting. She denied the theft rumors, stating, "Haters set him up," and further explained, "He was too loyal to the wrong people, and envious haters killed my baby." These statements suggested that deeper conflicts or issues may have contributed to the tragic events of March 22nd. Additionally, another theory began circulating about the shooting's circumstances. Music manager Rainwater, in a conversation with WAC 100, suggested that the violence could have been a case of mistaken identity. Rainwater claimed that the shooter had stood over Sauce Walka before realizing who he was, and then fled the scene.
They stood over.
Yeah, they realized it was wow.
This account adds another layer of complexity to an already intricate case, suggesting that the shooters may have had specific targets in mind, and that Sauce Walka's involvement might have been incidental rather than intentional. As the investigation progressed, fan reactions on social media platforms like Reddit revealed a range of emotions and perspectives. Some fans mourned Say So P with comments such as "RIP to that man," while others directed blame at Sauce Walka, suggesting that his past actions and poor decision-making had contributed to his friend's death. Speculation about the motives behind the shooting also ran rampant on social media. Some users claimed that Say So P may have been targeted due to a past robbery in Memphis, with one comment suggesting he had robbed a plug, and another confirming that he had taken money and drugs in such a robbery. However, these claims were disputed by others, pointing out that a bag of money was left untouched at the scene, which hinted at a personal beef, rather than a robbery-related motive. There was also criticism of broader cultural practices within the hip-hop community, with some fans calling for rappers and athletes to stop flaunting wealth on social media, arguing that this behavior increases their risk of becoming targets. This perspective reflected ongoing concerns about safety and security in an industry where success and public visibility can attract negative attention. Another theory, discussed in fan circles, was whether the shooting had been a planned hit, targeting Say So P specifically, with Sauce Walka caught in the crossfire. This theory suggested that Say So P may have been targeted for returning to a city where he wasn't welcome, adding further complexity to the narrative. The shooting also reignited discussions about Sauce Walka's past and his alleged ties to gang activity. Reports had previously indicated that Sauce Walka was associated with the Mash Mode criminal street gang back in 2009, using the name Awok. At that time, he faced legal troubles, including pleading guilty to deadly conduct after a shooting at a concert at Texas Southern University. More recently, in 2018, court documents from Texas State described Sauce Walka's independent record label, Sauce Factory, as a documented gang involved in criminal activity. However, Sauce Walka has consistently denied these allegations, stating in interviews, "I'm going to keep rapping because I know I'm not a gang. I know we're not a gang. I know that I'm a record label. I know that I'm an artist. I'm not into gang activity or any of that stuff that's going on. I'm not worried about that. It's not what's going on now." The discovery of Jaden Dandridge's body in Houston on March 27, 2025, has turned the case upside down. Dandridge, who had been publicly named as a suspect in the Memphis shooting just days earlier, was found dead in an abandoned building near a loading dock at the old Greenspoint Mall in Houston, Texas. His death raises immediate questions about why Dandridge had traveled from Memphis to Houston and what circumstances led to his tragic end.
There's theories though, right? That, like, for example, folks are saying that Sauce Walka set the play up, and they're saying the dude came to Houston to pick up the bag, and they backdoored him. Which that seems like a far-fetched theory, but that could
wait. They're saying Sauce Walka set the play up for him to get shot in the leg and his homie to get killed.
No, him, right? Because Sauce Walka was not present when they got there, and he was walking up and accidentally got shot. So they're saying Sauce Walka, because in that interview. And he said, yo, shout out to my in Memphis, CEO Jizzle and them, who I would have probably been more safe with them. CEO Jizzle is Say-So-P top op, right?
The County Institute of Forensic Sciences left little room for speculation about the cause of Jaden Dandridge's death, officially ruling it a homicide. They confirmed that Dandridge had died from multiple gunshot wounds. The parallels between his death and the crime he was accused of committing were striking. Both incidents involved firearms. Both appeared to be targeted attacks rather than random violence, and both resulted in fatalities. Houston police confirmed that no arrests had been made in connection with Dandridge's death, and no motive had been disclosed at the time. This lack of information sparked widespread speculation, with many questioning the timing and nature of Dandridge's death, especially considering his involvement in the Memphis shooting just days earlier. As a result, the Memphis Police Department confirmed that they were no longer pursuing Dandridge as a suspect, effectively closing the chapter on the original investigation. According to a post from No Jumper, Memphis law enforcement acknowledged Dandridge's death and shifted their focus, recognizing that any legal action against him was now irrelevant. The timing of these events raised immediate questions about potential connections between Dandridge's death and the Memphis shooting. Having been found dead just 5 days after Sauce Walka and Say-So-P were attacked, and only a day after being publicly named as a suspect, the sequence of events suggested that Dandridge's death might not have been coincidental, sparking further speculation. Hours after Dandridge's death was announced, Sauce Walka posted RIP on his Instagram story. While this cryptic message didn't directly confirm any involvement or knowledge regarding Dandridge's death, its timing was notable and was interpreted by many as a subtle acknowledgement of the situation. In the aftermath, attention turned to statements made by Sauce Walka in interviews where he claimed to have 400 to 500 associates ready for action at the snap of a finger. While he implied he had a network capable of swift retaliation, he also explicitly stated that he had no plans to take revenge, creating a contradiction that fueled ongoing speculation about his potential role in subsequent events. Meanwhile, Sauce Walka's father, known as Papa Sauce, spoke out about the gravity of the Memphis shooting, remarking that had it not been for divine intervention, his son would have been dead. This statement underscored the life-threatening nature of the attack and the emotional toll it took on those close to the rapper. The proximity of Dandridge's death to the Memphis shooting wasn't the only element fueling speculation. Geography also added an intriguing layer. While the original shooting took place in Memphis, Dandridge was found dead in Houston, where Sauce Walka is from. This movement across state lines led many to believe there might be more to the story than initially appeared. One theory circulating suggested that Dandridge had traveled to Houston to collect payment for his alleged role in the shooting, only to be ambushed upon arrival. Some even speculated that Sauce Walka may have set up the situation for Dandridge to come to Houston to pick up the money, only for him to be betrayed or backdoored.